Hey, this is Dr. Matt Lyon. I'm so glad you guys are here. Thanks for coming. If you're a practice member, I hope this video will support you in your healing journey with us here, deepening your experience, deepening your knowledge, deepening your embodiment of the awesome healing stuff that happens in this practice. If you're new to my site, or if you're new to my practice, or you found me through some kind of web search and you're looking for a chiropractor or some natural integral healing here in Charlotte, I hope this will be very helpful for you. And I just really welcome you to peruse my site. There's some other really cool videos, whether they were talks I did at companies that I consult with, really basic talks we've done in our office. The other thing I'd encourage you to do if you're new to my site is to look at our testimonials page. There are dozens of testimonials there from people just like you, ultimately, who came here because they had some challenge in their life, whether it had been a physical challenge, an emotional challenge, a mental challenge, something they couldn't quite break through. Some beautiful testimonials. They say it much more articulately and beautifully than I probably can. But today we're going to start the first of a series of 5 videos. And this is awesome because this is called the 5 Gifts of the Spine. And thanks and kudos and props to my mentor, Donnie Epstein, who's really put this together and has articulated this so magnificently. I'm really just passing on the information that he's taught me, which we've integrated into our practice and have seen amazing, stellar results. So there's 5 gifts. So if you're having a down day, if you're feeling like you could really use a gift, well, here's 5 of them, and even better yet, you don't even need me for them. They're inside of you. The first one is function. What does that mean? Well, that basically means that every function your body does is dependent on the human nervous system for it to work. We're going to talk about that in detail in just a moment. The second gift of the spine is emotion. And I have found that human beings in general are more confused and baffled on this topic than probably any other one. Why? Because so many folks feel barraged by cascades of negative emotion, and yet they don't understand why those emotions are arising, where they come from, or what to do with them. The second gift of the spine, emotion, completely helps us understand this, and not only to understand it, but to know exactly what to do with it, and to understand the role that the spine plays ultimately in transmuting and transforming any kind of emotion into something tremendously powerful. The third gift of the spine is our sense of self. Who are we? How do we view ourselves? Most psychologists will tell you that in order to be happy, there's a number of components that go along with that. And one of those is that you have a healthy sense of self. I've worked with so many people where this is such a massive challenge, or they've been in therapy for years, or they've done personal growth for years. They've been reading all the books for years, and yet their sense of self feels stuck, doesn't feel alive, doesn't feel like it matches who they really are. The sense of self is so tied into the human spine, and we're going to talk about that one. So this in of itself is a wonderful video. The fourth is behavior. The fourth gift of the spine is behavior. This is fantastic. How many of us have gone through life thinking, why did I just do that thing again that I promised myself I wasn't going to do? Or, I really want to do this. I have this goal. I want to create this in my life. And yet you come to it and we have either behaviors that don't serve that, or we don't take the behaviors that we know would serve us. Ralph Waldo Emerson, to paraphrase because I can't remember it off the top of my head, basically said, you think a thought, you have a feeling, you take an action, those actions then become your character, and your character becomes your destiny. So behavior is really, really important. Most of the way we think and we feel about ourselves is a function of the behaviors and actions we take in the world. So to understand how every key that you're looking for in terms of the behaviors you want to take is actually part of your spine is tremendously liberating and empowering all at the same time. The fifth gift of the spine is called consciousness. If the word consciousness is too weird, think awareness. Ultimately, this is our grand, full perception of ourselves and of the world. And in the healthiest, most evolved, most psychologically well-grounded people, you will find people that have an awareness or a consciousness that has the ability to observe oneself. When we're stressed, we completely go into a part of our brain called the fight or flight centers, or if you want to get even more specific, into the emotional and reptilian brain, into these very centers that basically want to have us focus completely on the exterior, and to go into 3 stages, either fight or flight or freeze. When we're in that state, and I hate to say it, but 90% of the human population pretty much hangs out there most of the time, we don't have much of awareness. Awareness allows us to view ourselves, our thoughts, our emotions, our bodies, our behaviors, our sense of self, and our functions a bit at a distance. It's as if we're able to watch and then consciously choose what we want to experience moment to moment. The healthiest people can even observe the observer, and really the 1% of the human population that's really at the peak in terms of conscious development have the ability to observe the observer observing. So this is very profound stuff, and what's so awesome about this is that this work, not only is it functional in terms of healing neck pain, back pain, headaches, stress disorders like digestive problems, skin problems, anxiety, depression, but what we're really doing is we're viewing and engaging so deeply with this merging of modern neuroscience, the human potential movement, depth psychology, and then what chiropractic initially was set out to be. And when we get there, we're able to really transform lives, to create happier, healthy, more evolved human beings, and that's what we're here for. So we're going to talk about function in just a moment. But those are the 5 gifts of the spine. I'm really excited to rock these out with you guys. If you have any questions, you can shoot me an email, friend me on Facebook, call our office. Really excited, and thank you for your time. God bless.